Nezat Training and Consulting, in conjunction with Jet-Vac Equipment, presents Partners in Safety.
Rusty Nezat with Nezat Training Consulting. And boy, am I excited. And by the time we get through this program, you're going to be excited too. Now, we've been developing and conducting training programs for collection system workers for over 20 years. And I affectionately refer to collection system workers as dung beetles because you keep the poop moving down the pipe. And that's where we want it, inside the pipe. Now, I love dung beetles. And you know why I love dung beetles? Because who grew up wanting to be a sewer cleaner? Nobody. I've trained thousands of operators around the country, and I always ask the question, hey, when you were little, did you ask your parents for a small combination machine toy so you could go out in the front yard and make you some little manholes and go there and play like you're sucking them out and jetting some lines? No, I'm quite sure you didn't do that. I haven't met anyone that has. But listen, I thank you for what you do. I'm second generation dung beetle, been doing it a long time. And my goal in life now is to make your job as safe as I possibly can and as productive as I can via our training programs that we're producing here. Okay? So thank you for what you do. Now, last year we conducted a training program at Jet-Vac's facility in Atlanta, Georgia. We had over 100 people show up. And the owner of Jet-Vac, Justin Cole, sat in on the programs. And he liked them as well. So just recently he came to me and he said, hey, Rusty, we both have a mutual desire to keep the people that use our equipment out in the field safe. So what we'd like to do is build some training programs, some 5-minute safety programs. He says, if you can build them, produce them at Dung Beetle Studios, we'll send them out to all our clients around the country. And they can download them and use them in their safety programs. I thought that's a brilliant idea because I want to keep you safe, and this way we can get the information out and help everybody. So what I want you to do is, if you like the video, you can go to nezat.com. You can download the video to your hard drive. It's free. It won't cost you anything. Just download it, and you can actually email it out of the website to anyone that you want to email it to. Just put their email address, poop, it'll send the link right to them so they can watch it as well.
This is an informational video, but before we get into it, I want to explain to you what really happened to the dinosaurs. Yeah, a long time ago, many ages ago, in the Valley of the Dinosaurs, the dung beetles were down in the sewer doing a sewer rehabilitation project. And they decided they had to set a big, ginormous sewer plug in the sewer. Evidently, they overinflated it. There was a large explosion. It rocked the whole valley. Then the dung beetles come flying out of the sewer. And they killed all the dinosaurs. Except for me, because I was down the storm sewer looking for small rodents to eat. So I am the only living survivor. Now I want to talk to you seriously now about pneumatic plugs. Every year, sewer workers are killed and seriously injured due to their lack of knowledge regarding the proper installation and retrieval of pneumatic sewer plugs. As I travel around the country, I hear heartbreaking stories of those who've lost their lives because they had no idea the forces they were dealing with. Just recently, I was in Florida conducting a training program. As I began to talk to the group about plug safety, someone raised their hand in the crowd. They said, we just had a person killed last week. I said, really? Well, evidently the sewer worker was down in the pit inflating a 60-inch diameter plug. Its maximum pressure rating was 4 psi. He had no idea that was 4 psi as multiplied by the number of square inches inside the plug, which is over 200,000 square inches. He inflated the plug to 14 psi for a total combined force of 2.8 million pounds of force. For some unknown reason, he entered the pit, he stood in front of the plug, it exploded. He took the full force of the explosion and it carried him 100 feet down the pipe. I could tell you many stories like that of those who came close to losing their lives and have even lost their lives using everything from an 8-inch pneumatic plug to a 60-inch plug. But I'll say no more about that now. Let's proceed to the video and educate ourselves on pneumatic plugs. A pneumatic plug is a cylinder-shaped object that typically has metal ends and is connected in the middle by a rubber bladder. It's inserted into the pipe and air is pumped into it, causing the bladder to inflate, stopping incoming flows. You may have seen one of these pneumatic plugs on a shelf in your shop. These devices are not typically used on a daily basis, hence this is where the problem begins. Because plugs are not often used, training is typically overlooked. Then when a plug is needed, it is usually in a crisis situation. The following story conveys this message. In July of 2000, a water line had broken and water was flooding into an 8-inch sewer line. The flow needed to be stopped. An 8-inch plug was located and a worker was lowered into the manhole with the plug in hand. Once the plug was inserted, he called up to the tender to inflate the plug. Now the air control apparatus for the plug did not contain an air pressure regulator. The plug was overinflated and it exploded in his face. We hesitate to show you the results of this explosion, but we must in order to call all of us into action, those who are responsible for the health and safety of our workers. This horrifying accident could have been prevented if the proper training and supervision had been taken. After 13 operations and over an 8-year period, his facial reconstruction has been completed. I have heard too many stories such as these over the years. Can you imagine the heartache that you would suffer if it was one of your workers? Remember, when using these plugs, there are 2 pressures that should not be exceeded. The pressure inside the plug that could cause it to rupture, the pressure behind the plug which could cause the plug to forcefully exit the pipe. We thank you for your time in viewing this video, and we hope our objective, which is to make you aware of the inherent dangers that exist when using pneumatic plugs, has been accomplished. Remember, it's our responsibility to ensure the safety of our collection system workers, aka dung beetles.
That was a great video edit. I love my job. So I hope the video is informative and that you will never be hurt while using a pneumatic plug. Now we offer a 1-hour module on the subject in conjunction with many other programs contained in our Sewer 102 course. So while you're at Nezat.com, downloading the dyno video, you can check out our detailed class outlines and check on our CEU information that's available with the 102 class. Also, we just recently completed a 1-day video-based program for the 900 Eco combination sewer cleaning machine, complete with testing. Now, if you have a topic you would like us to cover in future videos, please share that with us at Nezat.com. You can email me from there. Please like the video on YouTube and follow Jet-Vac and Rusty Nezat on LinkedIn. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the future.